Hi everyone, I'm Sarah. Have you ever felt trapped in a golden cage? A place where every bar is crafted from judgment and every breath is measured against someone else's success. That was my life with the Wilsons. But today, I'm sharing how I turned their psychological warfare into my greatest victory. If you're ready to hear this story of transformation, make sure to like and subscribe. Trust me, you won't want to miss how this ends. I was 26 when I married Tom Wilson. Armed with a business degree and dreams of building a loving family, I thought I had it all figured out. But my dream quickly unraveled, courtesy of my mother-in-law, Patricia, and her golden child, Emma. Sarah, darling, Emma just closed another six-figure deal today. Isn't it wonderful to have someone in the family who actually contributes to society? Patricia's voice was sweet, her words sharp as daggers. It was our weekly family dinner, and as usual, I pushed my food around my plate, forcing a polite smile. Tom chuckled. Mom's just proud of Emma, babe. Don't take it personally. But in the Wilson household, everything was personal. Achievements weren't celebrated, they were weapons. Choices weren't decisions, they were battlegrounds. Emma, the marketing executive extraordinaire, was Patricia's crown jewel. And I, the housewife with a business degree, was the family's disappointment. You know, Sarah, Emma said during one of our forced shopping trips, there are always entry-level positions at my company. Even answering phones would be something. Then came the news that changed everything. I was pregnant. Instead of joy, I felt dread creeping in, magnified by severe back pain that arrived early in my pregnancy. The doctor prescribed rest and minimal physical strain, but Patricia dismissed it over brunch. Pregnant women have been working since the dawn of time, she said, slicing into her grapefruit. Emma worked through 2 major campaigns with the flu last month. Now that's dedication. The breaking point came when Emma bought her new house in Oakwood Heights. Patricia couldn't stop bragging. My Emma, climbing the property ladder while others just exist. One afternoon, as I battled another wave of back pain, Patricia cornered me in the kitchen. Emma's too busy to clean her new house before moving in. Since you're home all day doing nothing, you'll take care of it. Patricia, my back. Oh please, she cut me off. It's just cleaning. What else do you contribute to this family? Emma works 60-hour weeks, and you can't even manage this. Tom walked in mid-conversation. Mom's right, honey. Emma's been so stressed with work. It's the least we can do. I stood there, one hand on my aching back and the other protectively over my barely showing pregnancy bump. In their eyes, I would never be enough. But in that moment, I made a silent promise to myself and my unborn child. This wouldn't be our life forever. The morning of Emma's house cleaning felt like a scene from a psychological thriller. I stood in front of her massive Victorian home, cleaning supplies in hand, my back screaming in protest. The gray clouds overhead mirrored the storm brewing inside me. Oh good, you're finally here, Emma said, stepping onto the porch with a steaming cup of coffee. The cleaning service I usually use charges $500 a day, so you're really saving me money. She ushered me in, her designer heels clicking against the hardwood floors. I started in the kitchen while Emma set up her laptop in the dining room. As I scrubbed, I heard the deliberate clink of her breakfast muffin crumbs hitting the floor. Sorry, she said absently, eyes glued to her screen. I'm on important calls all day. Try to keep the noise down. 4 hours in, my back felt like it was being stabbed with hot knives. Emma, I need to take a break. She barely looked up. Seriously. I'm in the middle of a huge campaign, and you're not even halfway done. Mom was right about your work ethic. Through the haze of pain, I heard her voice drifting from her office. Yes, Patricia, she said, laughing. She's already playing the pregnancy card. Can you believe it? Remember how I worked through that acquisition deal with pneumonia? Patricia's shrill laugh pierced through the speaker. That's my girl. Unlike some people who think marriage is a free ride. Did you know she went to that community college downtown? Honestly, Tom could have done so much better. Tears stung my eyes as I scrubbed harder at the baseboards, her words cutting deeper than the ache in my back. My phone buzzed on the counter. Tom's response to my earlier text about the pain lit up the screen. Stop being dramatic. Mom says you're embarrassing me. Just then, a knock at the door interrupted my spiral. Emma groaned, tossing her pen onto the table. Get that, will you? And try not to look so pathetic when you answer it. At the door stood a striking woman in her 40s, holding a package. I'm Rebecca, from next door. They delivered this to my house by mistake. Her sharp eyes took in my pale face and hunched posture. Are you okay? You look unwell. She's fine. Emma called from behind me, her voice dripping with condescension. Just lazy, as usual. Rebecca's expression hardened, her tone suddenly businesslike. Lazy, huh? She pulled out a sleek business card and handed it to me, CEO of a digital marketing firm. I couldn't help but overhear earlier, she said, her voice dropping to a softer pitch. I know talent when I see it, and I know abuse when I see it too. Come by my house when you're done. We need to talk. That evening, with an ice pack pressed to my back, I walked into Rebecca's home. Her office walls were lined with awards and magazine covers, each one reflecting her immense success. What they're doing to you is classic psychological abuse, Rebecca said, pouring herbal tea into a delicate porcelain cup. But I saw your college thesis online. Your digital marketing strategies were brilliant. How would you like to turn their biggest weapon against them? For the first time in months, I felt a spark of hope. As Rebecca outlined her plan, I realized this wasn't just about cleaning houses, it was about cleaning house in my life. The mess I needed to remove wasn't on any floor. It was the toxic family who thought they could break me. Looking around at Rebecca's success, I saw my future. Sometimes rock bottom isn't the end, it's the foundation on which you build an empire. After giving birth to my daughter, Sophie, I turned maternity leave into my secret weapon. While Tom and his family assumed I was wasting time lounging with the baby, I was building my empire one keystroke at a time. You seem different, Patricia said during dinner one evening, her eyes narrowing. Awfully confident for someone who just changes diapers all day. If she only knew, between diaper changes, I was taking Rebecca's advanced marketing courses and landing my first client through her network, ironically, one of Emma's dissatisfied customers. Our campaign numbers are dropping again. Emma ranted during Sunday brunch. Some new agency is snatching up all our clients and no one will tell us who it is. I hid my smile behind my coffee cup. My agency, Phoenix Digital, was the mysterious rising star turning the industry on its head. Operating anonymously through Rebecca's office space, I was revolutionizing social media strategies while Emma's outdated methods crumbled. Something's different about you, Tom confronted me one evening. You're always on your phone, smiling at messages. Are you cheating? Just mommy blogs, I lied smoothly, while finalizing a six-figure deal with a major cosmetics brand, Emma's biggest client. The tension reached a boiling point during a family gathering when Emma burst into tears. This mystery agency, I found out who owns it. Her eyes met mine across the table, realization dawning. Shock flickered there, but shame kept her silent. Patricia, oblivious, patted Emma's hand. Don't worry, darling. Not everyone has your talent. Look at Sarah, perfectly content being a nobody. That night, Emma texted me. How long have you been doing this? I replied with a screenshot of Phoenix Digital's latest award-winning campaign, the same one Emma's team had been chasing. Long enough to know my worth. The power dynamic shifted after that. Patricia's jabs about my unemployment fell flat as I quietly hired my 10th employee. Emma's boasts about her career dulled, knowing I now owned 40% of her former client list. You've changed, Tom accused one night. The old Sarah was sweeter, more manageable. I thought of the contract waiting in my inbox from a Fortune 500 company. The old Sarah was a butterfly waiting to emerge. Would you like to see what she's become? Rebecca, watching my transformation, smiled with pride. Ready to show them who you really are. Looking at my sleeping daughter, I smiled back. Sometimes the best revenge isn't served cold, it's served with a marketing strategy. So brilliant your enemies become case studies in what not to do. Tomorrow, Phoenix Digital would announce its CEO to the world. The Wilsons were about to learn the hard way that the woman they underestimated had become the woman they couldn't ignore. The Ford's Technology Conference became the stage for my greatest triumph and the beginning of my true happiness. As I stepped onto the stage to accept the Digital Innovator of the Year award, I locked eyes with Michael Chen, the keynote speaker. His gentle smile would soon change my life. Your Phoenix Digital campaign revolutionized the entire industry, he said later during the networking hour. I'd love to collaborate. That same week, Patricia barged into my office, uninvited. I always knew you had it in you, darling, she gushed, her voice dripping with fox pride. I pushed you to be better. This is practically my success, too. Before I could respond, Tom stormed in. As your husband, he declared, I have a right to half of this company. You built it while we were married. Rebecca emerged from her office, calm and poised. Actually, she said, holding a thick folder, she built this while documenting your family's systematic emotional abuse. How do you think a board of directors would feel about that evidence? Tom's face drained of color. The divorce papers were filed that very afternoon. Michael proved to be my unexpected strength through it all. You're not just surviving anymore, he said one evening, his hand warm over mine. You're thriving, and you deserve every bit of it. His family welcomed me like a long-lost daughter. Grace, his mother, showed me what maternal love truly felt like. In our family, she said one afternoon while showing me her treasured dumpling recipe, success is measured by happiness, not bank accounts. Emma's professional downfall came swiftly. The company's letting me go, she texted me one day. I guess you won. I never played to win, I replied. I played to become who I always was. My wedding to Michael was everything my first wasn't, filled with genuine joy, supportive family, and real love. Grace helped me choose my dress, tears shining in her eyes as she adjusted my veil. You're the daughter I always wanted, she whispered, her voice thick with emotion. A year later, at a Chen family dinner, I announced my pregnancy. The room erupted in cheers and genuine celebration. Grace immediately began planning the baby shower, while Michael's sisters playfully bickered over who would host. Sitting in my corner office today, I glance at the family photo from last Christmas, framed on my desk. My phone buzzes with a text from Patricia. Darling, can't we put the past behind us? Family is family. I delete it without a second thought and pack up early. Tonight, Grace is teaching me her secret dumpling recipe. As I drive home, I reflect on how life comes full circle. I once cleaned houses for people who thought I was nothing. Now I run a company that's reshaping the digital landscape, married to a man who sees my light, and surrounded by a family who knows that love isn't about control. It's about letting people shine. Sometimes the happy ending isn't about revenge at all. It's about finding where you truly belong. What about you? Have you ever realized that the people belittling you were actually terrified of your potential? Would you expose them immediately, or would you silently build your empire while they underestimated you? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'm curious to hear your stories about dealing with toxic family members. Did you confront them head-on, or did you play the long game? The most interesting part of my journey wasn't just proving them wrong. It was discovering that success is the best answer to toxicity. While they were busy mocking my lazy lifestyle, I was quietly building the foundation for their biggest business nightmare.